Welcome to Me Financial, the podcast designed to inspire your financial life. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I am Michelle Moses, your host. I am a certified financial planner and licensed realtor. And today we are going to be talking about basic budgeting tips and tricks. This is a request from a listener. It is something that used to be near and dear to my heart because I needed it, honestly. I really think I got into this business because I needed to know what, I don't even know if it was the value of money, but like really paying attention to the details. And so I think this is a great topic. It's something that everybody struggles with, no matter how much you make. And I wouldn't say everybody is like really struggling with it, you know, because sometimes you can make enough that it's not a big deal. But I always think it's a great idea to be paying attention to what money is coming in and what money is going out, just so that you know, and it makes you feel more in control of your financial life. And it's really where the tire meets the road. And I say that all the time. Your spending habits are where the tire meets the road. You could not make a lot and have very frugal spending habits and then save millions of dollars. I mean, we all know this, right? And it's not to say that you need to feel guilty about whatever your spending level is. So if you're spending $15,000 a month on just your monthly budget, then I don't think you should feel guilty about that, as long as it's something that you want to do and you're aware of it. But if you have guilt about how much you spend, doing some of this basic budgeting and knowing what is coming in and out can really help you just, again, to feel more in control of your life and to know where your savings is. And I think it actually helps you make more money because you know what's coming in. And so then it's kind of like a game, and I'll talk about that. I kind of make it a game anyway. And you know, I took on a client recently. I'm trying to like kind of branch out and help younger people. And how can I help them? Because I feel like they need the financial help more than just videos and things on social media and on YouTube, that they need some help in just advice and one-on-one, and how can they get that? And so I took on a client, and he needs basic budgeting help. And he said something that is so true, and that you get used to looking at the budget versus looking at your account. And that is what happens when you start looking at, and you start having a spending plan, is what I want to call it. But we all know what budget is. A spending plan is where you just know where your money is going. You know what you're spending it on, and you know how much is coming in. And when you have a spending plan, you start to look at that versus, okay, I've got, $2,000 in my checking account. I have enough to do blah, 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 blah. Well, you don't know if your insurance is due, if your AAA membership is coming up, if your HOA, whatever, all these little yearly fees that you've got going on. You don't know if that's coming up, right? But if you have a spending plan, you know that this is coming up. You know if you have the money to pay for it, and that's what helps. The first thing that I think that you need to do to track all of these things is just get on some sort of program. I really like You Need a Budget, which is YNAB, and it truly brings in your credit cards, and you link all of your accounts, you link all your credit cards, and then you can plan how much you're going to spend that month. So my mortgage is going to be this much, and my gas is going to be such and such. And the things that you really need to plan for that we all get caught with is like shopping, clothing, hair like haircuts, gifts, and then like that yearly stuff that just like pops up. And if I pay my, auto insurance every 6 months, and so I need to put that in, I'll usually put that in the month before it's due, and then make sure that I have enough money in there to pay for that. Things like that, the stuff that just isn't on a monthly. And, there's tons of stuff that is not on a monthly budget. And you kind of need to plan for some of those things. And if you're constantly putting money away for clothing, for example, so we barely spent anything on shopping and clothing over the summer. And now, we're getting into fall and Christmas and all of that. And we have been spending so much money the last month. I mean, just constant Amazon boxes at our house. And if I hadn't been, putting money into that category every single month, I would probably be thinking to myself, man, we are spending a lot of money. What the heck's going on here? But because we have all of that built up, it's not a big deal, because your money ebbs and flows, your spending ebbs and flows, your income ebbs and flows sometimes, so your money isn't like the same every single month. And it flows, it changes, and your emotions change, because money is half numbers and then it's half emotions. And having something like You Need a Budget can help you just know what's going on. And it's not even that you need to plan what's going on. I just want you to know what it is. So just know what the numbers are in there. And that is going to take you so far, because what's going to happen is you're going to get in there and you're going to start tracking things and putting them in all the different categories. And then you're going to say, oh, I didn't want to pay for Netflix for another month, or I didn't want to pay for Disney Plus for another month. And then you're going to start digging into the weeds and you're going to go cancel that. Or you're going to say, oh, I'm going to log into Verizon and I'm going to save $10 because I'm going to link my debit card instead of my credit card, or, whatever, how they do those different things. I'm going to go cancel. One time I went to go cancel, I think it was Paramount Plus, and then they offered it to me for like $2.99 a month. So I took it for $2.99 a month. So different things like that. That's what's going to happen. You're going to start to investigate the different charges, and you're going to save money, because it does become like a game. Nobody wants to just like waste their money and like throw it out the window. And it becomes that I call it going down the rabbit hole, because I go down the rabbit hole and then all of a sudden I've, canceled like 3 things and then upped something else. And, it just kind of happens that way. I remember one time when my husband and I first got married, and I was doing YNAB, and I went in and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try. And this is when we were on my health insurance, which I work for myself, so it's not that great. And then our auto insurance, and I shopped that, or I was like, I'm going to shop this around. And I ended up saving $600 a month by shopping all that stuff around, because I hadn't done it in so long. So it does add up sometimes. So other basic budgeting tips that I would talk about, besides just tracking it, okay? You do not need to analyze it or anything. Just go in and just track it just to get started. And you are going to fall off the wagon. You're going to not do it for a while and then need to get back in, not do it for a while and get back in. I just feel like that's kind of how like healthy eating is too. Like if you're trying to quit Diet Coke, you quit for a while and then people get back on it. Or that's how I was with lemonade. I loved lemonade. It took me a long time to kick the lemonade habit. So I feel like that's kind of the same thing with this, is like you feel like doing it for a while and then not. I would just set up a time that you like to do it. I loved doing mine every single week. I don't have time to do that now. I usually do it like every other weekend. And just see what we spent. And then again, I go down the rabbit hole of, why did we spend such and such on this? And then it makes you aware, right? Because then you're like, I don't want to spend that much on this. I don't want to spend, $600 on my yard guy, whatever it is. I don't want to spend that much. I'm going to go try to find something else. So it does make you aware, and again, in more control of your finances and what you want to do. And then the other thing that you're going to start tracking too is like your automatic savings. So then you're going to start to see, hey, I'm saving this much into the 529, into the emergency fund. I'm going to save for a new car, whatever the different things are. Then you're going to be able to kind of redirect that and do some automatic savings. And I'm also going to recommend, and I'm going to kind of take this back to an episode that I did a few weeks ago. It's a review of a book called No Worries by Jared Dillian. And I love his book. I wish I would have written it, honestly. It is my favorite financial book out there. It talks about how if you make your mortgage payment low and your car payment low, then you're not going to have any worries. And I really find that true, that, I don't worry about how much we spend anymore. Like we got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to buy the expensive turkey. I'll buy it. It doesn't matter anymore. Part of it's my age, but part of it is that we have a cheap mortgage and very low car payments. And if you can keep those low as a certain percentage of whatever your income is, then you're not going to have a lot of worries with your finances later on. You're going to have more to spend on life because let's be real, right? You're earning money and you're out working so that you can live life, not so that you can just pay your car payment or your, cell phone or something like that. So I really would recommend getting that book if it's something that you are interested in. It's a great book. As I said, it is by far my favorite book so far because I feel like after doing this job for 20 years, I have realized like how complicated we make things and that you don't need to make it that complicated. Again, going back to eating, that's what everybody says about eating too, right? It doesn't need to be that complicated. We make it so complicated. It's what people say about social media marketing. I mean, every single person that has experience in anything says we make it so complicated. And it doesn't need to be that complicated. You keep these big things low, then you can spend on all the other things. Your income does matter. If you're not making a lot of money, then, obviously there's nothing to spend, but you get what I'm saying. Most people are going to fall in this category. The other things that I feel like, and I was just kind of going to do this like as the tips and tricks that I do, I started travel hacking, which is doing the credit card points. I mean, it has been really eye-opening. Like it is a whole world, you guys. But essentially what travel hacking is you get the credit cards, you get the sign-up bonus, and you spend, the $6,000 or whatever, you get the points, and then you can transfer it to get airlines. Years ago, I hate paying to stay places, like paying for hotels and Airbnbs. Like I just don't like spending money on that stuff. It's almost like I'd rather sleep in my car, honestly, but I don't. So then I got the Hilton card, and I have a Marriott card. So I get like the free night rewards with just like our daily spending. And if you're using something like YNAB, credit cards are not an issue because you're tracking the credit card inside of YNAB. And then that's automatically saying, okay, we're earmarking this amount of money that's in your checking account to pay for that credit card. And we're going to take it out and we're going to put it over here into the credit card payment area. And so then you pay your credit card and then, you start the process over again. So it becomes just not a big deal to use these credit cards and to not have credit card debt. And, but like if you have issues with debt, that's a whole nother issue. That's spending and tracking your spending and paying that down and not using the credit cards. If you don't have an issue with debt, you could use your YNAB on the other side of it after you pay your debt off, and you could use YNAB to just do what I'm talking about. And it's just pay attention to what you're spending, so that it then becomes, you're just, when you pay attention, then you just kind of choose the person that you want to be in your financial life, really. And it's empowering, I guess. That would be a good word for it. So these are kind of the things that I do. I really enjoyed the travel hacking. I like this website called 10X. I tried to get them to come on, actually. I hope that they write me back because I think their website's really good. And some of it you can, there's all these different apps where you can put in your credit cards and it will tell you like when you opened it, what the sign-up bonus was, how much the yearly fee is, and then where they can transfer to. So it is kind of complicated of where the points transfer to and how to maximize different things. But, I've gotten some flights. My flight to Europe this summer, my one way was 20,000 points. I mean, and like what, $5 that I had to pay for the TSA thing? That's so cheap. And so I really like this travel hacking thing. Am I going to be able to use it for everything? No. But can I use it for a couple trips a year? Absolutely. And it's awesome. And then I don't even have to worry about that expense. Or maybe there's two things out of the trip that are paid for, and then we pay for the rental car. So, just different things like that. I enjoy playing the game like that. I feel like it's like moving all the little puzzle pieces around of how you can fit them together. The other thing that I do is with our streaming, I have T-Mobile. With the Magenta plan, I get like Hulu and Apple Plus and Netflix. So we don't pay for any of those. And so then if we're doing anything else, I'll turn it on and turn it off. So I will get Disney Plus for a month and then we'll turn it off for like 3 months. So we only like binge it. I'm saying binge. We don't really do that, but we binge for a month and then I turn it off. So I don't have any of that extra stuff. And the other things that I've seen people spending a lot of money on that I've been working with is food delivery. That one has I've never been into it, but that one has gotten like so popular and it is so expensive. I mean, your food's like double the price or something. So that one, if you are wanting to save some money, I think the food delivery, like just go to Chipotle and bring it home if you can, or get extras while you're there and put it in the fridge and then warm it up. I don't know. But that one seems to be pretty expensive too. So that's really it I have on my basic budgeting tips, but just the getting the right program. I think YNAB is the best. The other ones I've seen, I don't think are as great. They don't assign the categories in the same way. They tell you more after the fact. It's kind of like, okay, well, that's how much I spent last month. And so now I see it. And I think that's why people have such a hard time with this budget thing, is because they go, well, last month I spent this much on food, and so I'm trying to spend less, but you have no idea where you are in the month of how much you're spending like right now. And that's what you need a budget gives you, is that you can go in on the phone app and look and say, I have $700 left and I can spend it. And I have, 2 weeks left. And so, yes, I can whatever, go out to dinner or go buy this. And, you can budget whatever you want to do. Maybe you're going to eat at home more because you'd like to take $200 from that budget and put it into something else. So again, it puts you in control of things rather than looking at it in the rearview mirror of this is what I spent before and, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it now. And so that's what I feel like a lot of the other budgeting softwares do, is they don't allow you to like look at it in the moment in the way that YNAB does. I would be totally open to listen to some other ones that are out there. I've checked out 3 or 4 in the last couple of years just to see if I should switch. And I didn't see any that I thought were comparable. I do not work for them or anything. I'm just telling you, like, I really love them. And a lot of other people that I know love it also. So let me know if you have any questions about this. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you have some time, if you could review the show, that would help me tremendously. It helps with the algorithm and it helps people find it. And if you have any other topics or anything, please reach out and let me know what you'd like to hear. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. This podcast is a lot of fun to do, and I enjoy doing it. So I appreciate you listening. Have a great day.